Snuff.
I keep getting interrupted. When I tried to do this video, phone keeps ringing. So let's try it again. Brown gunk. Do the brown gunk. You put the brown gunk up in my nose. I blow it out, it gets all over my clothes. You put the brown gunk onto my hands. If I'm not careful, I'll stain my glands. Yeah, okay. I was replying to a new comment to an old video, my benefits of nasal snuff taking video. It's a great video, by the way, and if you have not seen it yet, please do go check it out. It's worth watching. I think that nasal snuff has a lot of benefits to it. Although I'm not a health professional, I think it does help me avoid a lot of common nasal problems during the cold and flu season. And during allergy season, I think it really helps me to resist some fairly recently acquired allergies. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not saying that this is medicine. Not at all. It's not my expertise to say that. FDA rules would prohibit me from saying that. But in addition to that, you pay more attention with your nose to the world around you. It's pleasurable, it's not expensive, great way to make friendships, great conversation starter. So go check out that video. Put in your favorite benefits of nasal snuff in the comment section. But one of the things that happens, because we are sniffing brown tobacco, one of the commenters said, I quit using nasal snuff because I didn't want to deal with that brown gunk up in my nose anymore. Well, we're sniffing powdered tobacco, so you're going to get brown gunk in your nose whether you want to or not. Now, you can clean out your nose. I have done videos on nasal hygiene and unblocking the block. But I used to go to bed quite frequently with a nose full of snuff. I like nicotine right before I sleep. I used to take a fairly strong nicotine snuff and then just let it sit there. In the case of Old Mill, Chef Daniel's Dream Catcher actually was compounded with things that would make you vividly dream. So there was some valerian root in there and a couple of other things. St. John's wort, I think. And whatever was botanical in there, but it would make you just, for want of a better term, it would make you trip balls in your sleep. And so I used to go to bed with a snootful. Over the last couple of years, my routine includes, as I brush my teeth and wash up, get ready for bed. I now also clean out my nose with sterile nasal saline solution. It's cheap. You can get an 8-ounce bottle. If memory serves, that's about 235 milliliter bottle for less than $3 US in any pharmacy/chemist, Walmart, any personal care section, and many big grocery stores. And it's not expensive. You get the nasal saline. It contains distilled water, deionized salt, and a little bit of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. And I squirt that up in my nose, sniff it like I'm sniffing snuff, and then blow my nose out. And I'll do that a couple of times until there is no more snuff debris coming out onto my Kleenex or my handkerchief. It's worth keeping your nose clean, and that helps get rid of some of the brown gunk. As far as getting your clothing stained and stuff, you just have to sniff more carefully, find a sniffing technique that is less messy, maybe use a bullet. If you're like me and you want to use snuff in public, I usually, although I don't like bullets particularly, it's usually the neatest way to sniff. So, for me. So, that deals with that. Today we are taking, that's a long preamble, I'm sorry if you were here for the review of this. This is the Janton Naswar factory. This is the Rustica based line. They call it the playing card box. I have the Queen here. That's the only one I know for sure. Which is which. I don't know what Joker is. I don't know what Spades is. I don't know what the others are. But the Queen is a rose-scented snuff in the tin. Now, I pinched a pinch already. I should have just done this first. In the tin, it's very compressed. It's very fine. It's very moist. Pure, nice rose. A little soap edge to it. The Rustica right now is pretty obscured. I'm not getting the classic Rustica sense. I believe there to be a little menthol in this. But this is really compressed into the tin. It feels almost like billiard cue chalk, pool cue chalk, if I touch it. In fact, this is so tightly packed and so moist. Here's the open tin right here. Nothing's coming out. That's how compressed it is in the tin. So let's take a pinch of this. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Frankly, I was ready to dislike this because of my prejudices, my recently acquired prejudices against too much Rustica. And I was ready to dislike this, but let's see. I think I'm going to like it. Let's try it. Boxcar. Get some more brown gunk up in my nose, huh? Yeah, tipped that tin up full upside down and shook it. Not a grain of snuff fell into my hand. So it's pretty tightly packed in that tin. Here we go. Cheers. Little tiny bit of menthol. Getting it as a sensation, not an aroma. It's working on opening my nasal passages. What a lovely, lovely, lovely rose scent. That is wonderful. I'm not a huge fan of floral scented snuffs. They're a once in a while thing for me. And there have been a couple of really great floral scented snuffs out there. I'm sure you have a couple of favorites of your own. I dearly miss the Gawith and Hogarth, excuse me, Carnation. Maybe the best floral ever made. But, you know, Wilson's of Sharrow has Wall, which is a wallflower. Taupe Rose is very nice. Some of the Indian rose-scented snuffs, the Camel, for instance, from Delakia, which is rose and sandalwood and white musk. You know, there's some lovely scents out there. This is more in line with the other Indian roses I have smelled, but very natural, very light, and it has nicotine, 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 nicotine. Yes, it has nicotine and plenty of it on my subjective scale. And it's subjective because I am not using a laboratory test to tell you the actual nicotine content. This is based on my tolerance and my perceptions. So it's completely subjective. But on that subjective scale, where 1 would be virtually no nicotine and 10 would be, oh, mommy, the room is spinning. This is a solid 8, depending on your tolerance. With my tolerance, it's about a 7, 7.5. If you have a much lower tolerance, you may react to this as if it were an 8.5 to 9. This is really nicotine. This is very, very strong in nicotine. So be careful if you are a nicotine novice. On the Squinty Scale, where 1 is disgusting and 5 is delicious, this is a 5 out of 5. And I was prepared to dislike this. And I'm really pleasantly surprised. Will I buy this again in a larger quantity? Yes. Will this be an everyday snuff for me? No. Will it be an all-day snuff for me on the days I use it? Probably not. Will it be frequently used and put into my rotation? Yes. This will be my go-to floral, at least for a while. From the Jantanaswar's Rustica-based playing card sample box, this is Queen. Queen is a natural rose-scented snuff, 5 out of 5. Very strong nicotine. Did I mention the nicotine? Yeah, well, if I didn't mention the nicotine, it's got some nicotine. Nicotine? Yeah. Just from that one pinch, it's like, hi, good morning. Wow. From the Dank Basement, again, thank you as always for subscribing. If you have not done so, thank you for pressing the notification bell. If you are subscribed, it's a great way to tell YouTube that you want to receive notifications of my new content. Thank you for hitting the like button. Not only is it good for my fragile, aging ego, but it is also good for the YouTube algorithm. when recommending my videos to curious snuff beginners. And most importantly, thank you for your comments. I love to interact with my viewers, and I've made a lot of really great friendships through this channel, so let's keep that ball rolling. Remember, your participation is my compensation. This channel is not in any way monetized, supported by Patreon or other donation system. I do this for fun, and I hope you're having fun with me. Have a great week. It is Tuesday, the 10th of January already, 2023. You take care. God bless.